2020. This forum is a joint forum by Industrial Technology Research Institute or ITRI Taiwan with Innovator 4.0 Indonesia. So my name is Mary Silaban. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Perspectiva. I'm also representing ITRI Indonesia and also a close friend to the innovator. It's a great pleasure for me to host this event this year. I would like also to welcome our friends from Indonesia. Selamat siang, Bapak Ibu, teman-teman sekalian, apa kabar? And also I would like to welcome all the distinguished speakers, of course, for this time. First, I would like to welcome the host of this event. First, Dr. Jack Chang from the ITRI and Mr. Budiman Sujatmiko from Innovator Indonesia. These two gentlemen are joining, are the co-hosts of this event. And also today, it's very we are very honored today to be joined by His Excellency Regent of Tabanan, Bapak I Komang Gede Sanjaya. Selamat siang, Pak Komang. Apa kabar? Semoga baik. Okay, so amidst the pandemics, I can feel the enthusiasm of our participants and of course our speakers to this event. I mean, starting from planning of this event, I could see a lot of positive reception and also support to this event. So I would like to thank you to thank you for all the supports and also for the positive contribution to the event. And I really think it's very important for us to keep ourselves productive and optimistic at these days. And I believe that the discussion we have today is something that will be of our interest, because today we will be speaking about the future. So we will be speaking about village as the future of our new industry, supported by the brainware of Indonesian technopreneurs and the Taiwan technology. So next, I would like to call Dr. Jack Chang, the Deputy General Director of Science and Technology International Strategy Center, ESTI, from Industrial Technology Research Institute, ETRI or E3. So without further ado, Dr. Jack, the microphone and the screen are yours.
Okay, thank you, Mary, for your efforts to organize this event and for your kind introduction. So good afternoon, Mr. Budiman Sujatmiko, Chairman of Innovator 4.0 Indonesia, His Excellency Dr. I Komang Gede Sanjaya, the Regent of Tabanan Regency, distinguished speakers, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. So first, I'd like to welcome all of you to virtually join the Indonesia-Taiwan Technology Cooperation Forum 2021. I'm Dr. Jack Chen, Deputy General Director of ISTI ITRI. So first, I would like to express my appreciation to our Indonesian partner, Innovator 4.0 Indonesia. It is a great honor for ITRI to organize this forum with your esteemed institute. The main theme of today's forum is high technology industry from the village. So we have the honor to invite Tabanan Regency of Bali as a showcase for national building from the village. Bali is a well-known tourism destination in Taiwan. I believe there are millions of Taiwanese people have enjoyed their time there in Bali. However, I think due to the COVID-19 pandemic triggered lockdown and other restrictive measures, the tourism industry has faced the hardest hit impacts and lies among the most damaged global industries. Therefore, tourism area like Bali that had been strongly dependent on tourism sectors has now realized that the urgency to lessen dependency on tourism by developing village-based industry. The awareness to establish village-based industry in local village has been the new norm after the COVID-19 pandemic, which is also pivotal for the future economic development in Bali. So Indonesia villages, they are naturally blessed with huge natural resources, which brings huge resource-based market potential for their development. Many natural resource-rich regions take export natural resources as the initial development model. However, it is not sustainable for this type of development. When the natural resources are gradually exhausted, the economic development of the region will also slow down and eventually diminish. Therefore, many regions plan to convert natural resources into high value-added goods or services before they are sold locally or exported. During the process, it can not only promote the development of the local manufacturing and service industry in the region, but also create sustainability for the regional economical development. In the last couple of years, Indonesia has realized the potential of Indonesian villages as center of new industrialization. Many young professionals and technopreneurs have started to realize the potential of village as source of innovation and economic growth. So this is, I think, where the contribution of the local think tank, like our partner Indonesia, Innovator 4.0 Indonesia, is very important. Under the leadership of our new friend, Mr. Budiman Sujamiko, whom, as we have all known, Mr. Budiman Sujamiko is true believers of village potential and technology. We need to start believe that village is the future and the village is just a mere of an administrative term. I surely hope to see more visionary thinker like Mr. Budiman. So ICT is one of the key for Indonesian technopreneurs to open the door to the village. Not only technopreneurs and young professionals who have started to develop the potential of village, but also the Indonesian governments at the provincial, regency, and district level. Various efforts have been made to build a local tech-based industry. However, the idea to build a tech-based industry needs a lot of support, particularly in technology. So, for example, in Taiwan, Taiwan is a very small island. We have only an area of about 36,000 square kilometers and has only 790,000 hectares of agricultural land. Therefore, how to effectively increase the added value of agricultural products has become an important issue for Taiwan's agriculture and rural development. Through the establishment of Taiwan Agricultural Research Institute, such as Research Institute in Fishery, in Livestock, Animal Health, in Endemic Species, Agricultural Chemicals and Toxic Substances, as well as set up local agriculture experimental branches and animal propagation stations. Through this establishment, the Taiwan Council of Agriculture conducts research and development in breeding, field testing to improve the quality and yield of agricultural products, to enhance the competitiveness of Taiwan's agriculture and improve the income and living standard of farmers and rural areas. Furthermore, Taiwan's Ministry of Economic Affairs, MOEA, established non-profit research and development organization, just like ITRI and the Food Industry Research and Development Institute, FIRDI, to develop new processing technology, new products to help accelerate transformation, upgrading the local food industry. So building up innovative agriculture research and development capabilities, fostering talents, and developing related ecosystem are the key successful factors for the development of Taiwan's agricultural industry and related sectors such as food industry. In today's forum, we have invited experts from ITRI and local companies to share their experience. They also can serve as technology providers and potential partners for our Indonesia partners. I would like also to humbly mention that Taiwan offers technology that is not only sophisticated in technical terms, but also addressing the issue that we are all facing.
Mr. Jack hilang suaranya.
Prof Galgel, tiang izin yang ada acara nanti Pak Sekda yang membuka nih.
Okay,
Ya.
ladies and gentlemen, apologize. We have some technical glitch. Really apologize, but I think we're back on streaming now.
Bu Mary, boleh minta izin?
Pak Bupati diinikan karena ada acara.
Oke, ya Pak Bupati bisa bicara sekarang. I think ya. Thank you very much, Dr. Jack Chang, for your kind introduction, and really apologize for the little technical glitch. But your presentation will be shared. So the next speaker, I would like to invite His Excellency Bapak Bupati of Tabanan, Bapak Komang Gede Sanjaya. Pak Komang, thank you very much for your time. The time is yours. Thank you. Please, Pak. Presentasinya bisa kasih nanti.
Koneksi Pak Komang juga hilang. Bu Mary, koneksinya Pak Komang juga hilang.
Okay. Again, apologize. This is what happened.
Hilang.
Yeah, we have some, Pak Bupati has some issue with the internet connection.
Nah, bisa saya mulai?
Silakan Pak Bupati.
Yes, Pak Komang silahkan.
Baik. Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, nama budaya, salam. Salam sehat untuk kita semua, rahayu. Yang terhormat Dr. Jack Chang, Wakil Direktur Jenderal Direktur Sains and Teknologi Pusat Strategi Internasional ISTI, Industri Lembaga Penelitian Teknologi ITRI. Yang terhormat Bapak Budiman Sujatmiko, Ketua Inovator O.0. Dokter yang berikutnya Dr. Sil EE, Wakil Direktur Jenderal Kampus Wilayah Tengah ICRC, Industri Lembaga Penelitian Teknologi ITRI. Yang terhormat Bapak Teddy Tri, KSDI dan Kendi. Yang terhormat Richard Tandiono, Trinitan Logam dan Mineral TBC. Yang terhormat Prof. Dr. Rernat Imade Agus Galgel Wirasuta Universitas Udayana. Dan hadirin peserta forum yang berbahagia. Puja dan puji syukur saya panjatkan kehadiran Ida Seng Yang Widiwasa, karena berkat rahmatnya kita diberikan kesehatan untuk mengikuti acara Indonesia Technology Cooperation Forum 2021 hari ini. Pada kesempatan ini dapat saya sampaikan kondisi wilayah Tabanan dengan luas 839,33 km persegi atau 14% luas Pulau Bali merupakan lahan pertanian. Jika ditinjau dari tipologinya, wilayah Kabupaten Tabanan mencerminkan arsitektur Bali Trimandala, utama Mandala wilayah pegunungan, Madya Mandala wilayah dataran rendah, dan Nista Mandala wilayah pesisir pantai. Dengan dukungan alam yang sedemikian rupa, menjadikan Tabanan memiliki potensi pertanian, perkebunan, dan perikanan yang melimpah sehingga menjadi tumpuan bagi ekonomi Tabanan lebih di masa pandemi saat ini. Sebagai daerah agraris, persoalan sektor pertanian di Tabanan masih menjadi isu pembangunan ke depan. Indikasinya adalah masih rendahnya nilai tambah petani dan laju pertumbuhan sektor pertanian masih di bawah rata-rata pertumbuhan sektor lainnya. Untuk itu kami sangat fokus pembangunan sektor pertanian dari hulu hingga hilir berbasis potensi desa. Visi Tabanan Nangun Sakerteh Loko Bali di Kabupaten Tabanan melalui pola pembangunan semesta berencana menuju Tabanan era baru yang aman, unggul, dan madani, AUM. Menitik beratkan pembangunan dimulai dari desa karena kami sadari desa merupakan ujung tombak pembangunan untuk mewujudkan Tabanan sejahtera berbasis pertanian sebagai daripada RPJMD Tabanan 2011 sampai 2025. Sektor pertanian masih dipandang sebagai sektor yang kurang menjanjikan. Ini terlihat dari tenaga kerja. Sektor pertanian masih didominasi usia non-produktif, 65 tahun ke atas. Saat ini Tabanan sedang dalam bonus demografi yang harus dijadikan peluang untuk pengelolaan potensi pertanian, sehingga memiliki daya saing kompetitif di pasar global. Oleh karena itu kami sepakat sentuhan teknologi menjadi sangat penting dalam memberikan nilai tambah hasil pertanian. Sebagai tujuan pembangunan Tabanan yaitu terbangunnya masyarakat Tabanan yang memiliki kemampuan dan berdaya saing tinggi di segala bidang kehidupan unggul, maka prioritas pembangunan pertanian diarahkan pada yang pertama, pengolahan pasca panen hasil pertanian dalam arti luas yang bernilai tinggi. Yang kedua, membangun industri kesehatan dan kosmetik tradisional Bali. Yang ketiga, meningkatkan kuantitas dan kualitas agrowisata. Branding produk Tabanan menuju pasar global. Berikutnya, memanfaatkan energi terbarukan, mikrohidro, dan tenaga surya sebagai energi alternatif pedesaan. Oleh karena itu, saat ini kami mendorong teknologi Taman Teknologi Pertanian TTP Sande di Kecamatan Pupuan dan Lembaga Latihan Kerja LLK sebagai tempat pengembangan sumber daya manusia yang siap berusaha pada sektor pertanian dan pendukungnya dengan menerapkan teknologi tepat guna dalam pengelolaan komoditas unggulan. Kami seperti padi dan sayuran organik, kopi, kelapa, manggis, dan salak. Demikian yang dapat saya sampaikan. Semoga forum ini menghasilkan ide-ide dan inovasi di bidang pertanian untuk mewujudkan kemandirian desa dalam rangka meningkatkan kesejahteraan masyarakat Tabanan. Semoga Tuhan Yang Maha Esa, Maha Pengasih senantiasa melindungi dan memberkati kita semua. Demikian yang bisa saya sampaikan dan saya akhiri dengan wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, nama budaya, dan Om Santi Santi Santi. Om Tabanan 26 Agustus 2021, Bupati Tabanan Dr. Riko Manggede Sanjaya SEMM. Terima kasih, waktu saya kembalikan.
Terima kasih Pak Bupati untuk paparannya yang sangat relevan dengan topik kita hari ini. So ladies and gentlemen, Pak Bupati has just give his short remarks. Even though that I know that he was speaking in Indonesian because it's mandatory for Pak Bupati to speak in Indonesian. The English version of his presentation will be available for you all guys. So we will be sharing that later. Again, thank you Pak Komang for your time. Without further ado, I would like to call our co-host of this event, Mr. Budiman Sujatmiko from Innovator 40 Indonesia. Mr. Budiman, the microphone and the screen are yours. Please.
Oke,
Pak Komang mungkin bisa meninggalkan acara.
Halo. Mati. Halo.
Ya, halo
Ya,
Pak Budiman,
silakan.
suara masuk, lanjut.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Ya, Om Swastiastu, Shalom. Salam kebangsaan, merdeka. Thanks for Ibu Mari Silaban, Mr. Roger Chen, Professor Gelgel, Bapak Bupati of Tabanan, and all the participants of the technological forum between Indonesia and Taiwan. And I would like to give sort of welcoming speech or one of the keynote speeches to this forum, to the audience in the forum that will talk about and discuss about the issue concerning the village development, rural areas development based on technology and guided by science principle, as well as the cultural values of our countries, Indonesia and Taiwan. As far as I know, from speaker, the Taiwan is the area that based on the principle of Sanmin Chui that I've learned when I was in junior high school. Sanmin stands for the nationalism, democracy, and social justice. It's quite similar with our 5 principles of the Republic of Indonesia, namely Pancasila. The first principle is belief in God. The second principle is humanity. The third principle is the unity of Indonesia. The fourth principle is democracy, or the people's sovereignty through deliberative process. And the fifth one is social justice. So there are some kind of nationalism, democracy, as well as social justice in our Pancasila. And the compatibility of the Sanmin and Pancasila is the basis of our collaboration and cooperation. And as the former member of the Indonesian Parliament through the Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle, the current ruling party in Indonesia, I try to implement those 5 principles in the concrete and very specific context dealing with the rural development as well as the technological advancement. Indonesia, consisting of the 74,961 villages around the country, covering around 130 million out of 270 million of Indonesian population, and covering approximately 75% of Indonesian geography. So there's 130 million living in 74,961 villages in Indonesia, in rural areas. As a member of parliament, during my first term from 2009 to 2014, I fought for the village law, or we call it in Indonesia Undang-Undang Desa, or village law. Village law obligate the state to allocate state fund annually for each village, and also giving this recognitions based on the subsidiarity principle that village we consider as the self-governing community in Indonesia. So village is not part of the state bureaucracy, but 74,961 villages is the self-governing community regulated by village law. So by having their own rights to tackle their own business, and by being supported by the state through the village fund, each village, they have their own rights and authority to do things, to organize economic activities, social activities, and preserving cultural activities. And by support from the state through the allocation of village fund, they can create any activities that can eradicate the poverty, can elevate the intellectual, cultural capacity of the village population. And even they are entitled to set up their own enterprise, village-owned enterprise. That remain us on the state-owned enterprise, but this is not attached to the state organization or institution, but attached to the self-governing community that we call village. Since the allocation of state fund is guaranteed annually, and as long as it is regulated in the Article 72 of village law, so this village fund will be allocated annually without limit. So very important for us, particularly for 130 million people who live in 74,161 villages, to allocate, to organize to allocate to channeling this village fund for productive activities, other than merely just building the infrastructure, physical infrastructure, that's like building the bridges or roads or any kind of physical development, but the village subject to the deliberative process through what we call musyawarah desa or village council in its village to make decision which sectors that should be prioritized by the village, by the people's representative in the village council, and to discuss annually what's the target and the priority of the development and empowerment of village. And also, village or enterprise or BUMDes, Badan Usaha Milik Desa, or village or enterprise, they are entitled to be injected, to be invested by this village fund annually through the deliberative process in the village council. So, village or enterprise in Indonesia now is still in the infancy stage. But I'm sure, institutionally speaking, constitutionally speaking, sociologically speaking, as well as anthropologically speaking, these village or enterprise actually are sleeping giants in our economy. This is sleeping giants that institutionally, by regulations, injected with the investment through this village fund annually. So, how far the village or enterprise can develop, becoming the powerful, the strong enterprise owned by villages to play significant role in Indonesian economic development is up to the democratic and deliberative process in the village council. By appointing the professionals to run the village or enterprise, by recruiting the young, smart, skillful human resources, for the time being, they can recruit from the graduates of the Indonesian universities or foreign universities, Indonesians, graduate from the foreign universities, to run the village enterprise. So we can expect that in the next 5-10 years, hopefully, they can set up and develop and build a village enterprise that professionally running the business owned by the village. So it is very important, by collaborating with ITRI to Mr. Jack Chang, we can make a collaboration and cooperation to enhance, to build, to increase the technological, as well as scientific capacities of the young man who lives in village running village or enterprise. In anticipating the fourth industrial revolution, as well as in mitigating the pandemic. The two disruptive forces, fourth industrial revolution as well as pandemic, are the main driving force of our civilization. We hope, by combining science, technology, as well as local wisdom, as well as collective intelligence in its village, as well as encouraging village or enterprise to set up the holding of village or enterprises that facilitated by the village law, because it is possible for each village or enterprise to set up the holding of inter-village or enterprises. By setting up the holding of BUMDes, we can create the big, gigantic village or enterprises around the country, and by supplying them with the young, smart, innovative, skillful, imaginative, and creative entrepreneurs or sociopreneurs or socio-technopreneurs, I'm sure that Indonesia can achieve the social justice. And one of our efforts is through collaboration with ITRI. So we can learn from Taiwan how to set up high technology industry based on small medium enterprise. We can learn from Taiwan to build the semiconductor industry, for example, hardware industry, or any kind of high technology based on digital technology, biological engineering, atomic engineering. So this is the question of our goodwill. Hopefully, this workshop, this forum, can inspire us to do more inspiring things for the people of our countries, Indonesia and Taiwan, and encourage the young people to work, to applying and implementing their knowledge, their skill, their creativity, their imagination, to unite, to collaborate with the communities. This is the challenge. This is the opportunity that we have to maximize and making most of it. Thank you for ITRI. Thank you for everybody that attend this conference, so we can exchange our ideas, our experiences. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi 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 Om. Merdeka. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mas Budiman, for your presentation. As always, it's
Mr. Budiman.
Hello.
yes. Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you very much, Mas
Yes,
Budiman, for your
I
presentation.
think
Hello. Hello.
Yes. Yes, Mas Budiman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Mary, we cannot hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Is there
Yeah.
any
Okay,
questions?
I think, yes, Mr. Budiman, thank you very much for your presentation. Yes,
You are welcome. Thank you. 谢谢，谢谢。
we can hear you, but we cannot see your image. So now you are back. Okay, great.
Saya nggak dengar suaranya, Mary. I can't hear him.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, Dr. Jack, I think I'm gonna call the next presenter, Dr. Si Chili from E3. I think Dr. Jack Chang, please, if you would like to make a short introduction on Dr. Si Chili, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? And I want to show my presentations. 没办法秀我的按哪。
Yes. I think Dr. Si Chili, I think you can just start the presentation.
Okay. Okay.
So I think Dr. Lee is going to share his presentation. So before he's doing that, I think I'm going to introduce Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee is the Deputy General Director Central Campus, regional campus, teams towards technology area expertise to the Material Industry Development Association, and a member of Technical Committee of Bureau of Standards, Metrology and Inspection (MOEA), and he also is the project on Tinggi, and he also with companies in Taiwan. So, Dr. Lee, could you share your presentation, or you want me to do it? Somebody else to do it for you?
And now I can, okay, I can presentation for this. But I cannot find my presentation data.
Yes.
We will do the presentation, Dr. C. Chili. Wait for a minute.
Okay.
李富他们帮你放。
可是他没有，他有我那个第6版的嘛。
如果您看到档案，您就可以开始 presentation。
好。OK。So 有看到哈？那我开始讲了。OK。
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. And next, I will introduce how Industri has used the technology to help Taiwan's agricultural development in the past few years. So this includes some circular economy technology or smart tools. So, okay. Actually, use of friendly materials and intelligence systems is to help traditional agricultural enterprise or farmers to their field has become the most important things in Taiwan's policy because we are facing the problem of aging manpower and the lack of stock, and also we need to face the challenge that climate change brings to farmers. So we have provided 3 important technology development in helping agriculture producers to bring more benefits and more convenience. So the technology of smart circulations and the digitalizations are just like this slide show. And the goal of technological development is how to get the best economic value of food and agricultural materials, and to use communication and automation system to enable producers to control the production conditions. And the first thing is how to help the farmers to convert surplus of agricultural raw materials into useful materials. So we use the contents of lignin in plants for simple classification and become the basis of judgment for product development. And lignin is greater than 10 or less than 10. We use a different technology to help them. And finally, if these friendly materials can be used, okay, can be used with smart assistance on farmer land for farming. and they can achieve a systematic effect in helping agricultural production with science and technology. The next. In this slide, and the agricultural cold chain system is delivered fresh crops to the market. We combine the logistic and grading equipment using RFID or GPS information, and the transportation vehicles can be located and transport to the sales locations, and the dynamics can be recorded in the real time. And in addition, the biochar made by from the agricultural waste materials is used to keep fresh products, like a banana shows on this style in the right side, which has a good effect on the application of materials to reduce ethylene gas, so which can extend the preservation time by more than 30%. So, and the biochar can also be used for virus removal in aquaculture. So this is a case of application in the early warning and the removal of NMV virus. So the materials is applied to reduce the virus and combined with biochip system to allow the amount of virus in the water to be early warning. So producer can keep track of water quality schedule at any time. So I think this is a good way to combine materials with smart systems. So in So in order to enable farmers in region to conduct performance tests on agricultural materials, and we set up the regional repeat prototyping service base. And in this base, and we help them analyze the agricultural raw materials and teach them and primary processing, and of course using our extraction or concentration or freezing dries or fermentation technology. And also the main prototype of the product can be tested and understood by the market, and then mass production conjunction with the local manufacturers. So in this slide, they always use the upgrade or the waste from the crops. And okay, this case, we used some compound technology. We use some compound technology or driving way for upgrade materials, including environmental monitoring or the handheld testing equipment, and the simple biochar manufacturing equipment, and finally to help them to the biotech products development. Okay, the next. So it can be seen from the formal style that biochar is a very important materials in agricultural production, but traditional production will cause air pollution. So production with digital and intelligent control industry furnace can correct waste gas container and organic into biological vinegar. So in addition to reducing the impact on the air pollution, the biologic vinegars can also be used to prevent and control disease and passed after formula adjustment, and becoming the biological agency of high value in agriculture. And we have customer technology and hopes to have the opportunity to cooperate with everyone here in the future. So the next, So the application of the biological fertilizers in farm often encounter problems such as short period or poor effective. And if beneficial microorganisms can be provided, and the computation of the beneficial microorganisms in the soil can be slowed down. Right? Okay. So, okay. So in this case, shows that the eco materials are used to promote plant growth, and biochar application of soil improvements used for quinoa and banana. And because the biochar have the various minerals which can supply groups needs and improve soil physicals and chemical parts. So vinegars has a multiple organic acid that can be used on prevent the pest and the diseases, as well as use like fertilizer. Due to the health improvement and the growth stature is outstanding, likely the output of the Taiwan quinoa increased about 2.5 times, and the banana increased about 150%. It's a very good effect. So the next we can see it in this case we use virtual fermentation technology to make coffee beans into must coffee. Okay, we screen the effective microorganisms in intestines of civet cats and make them into bacterial powder. So it is also used for mass production of quality and hygienic civet coffee. So such in vitro fermentation technology allows coffee beans to produce different flavors that are commercially required according to different fermentation conditions. So in the formal case of coffee beans, we have seen the change in the quality of crops made by biotechnology, and from the point of view of carbon emissions, the application of the full circle of curves can achieve the goal through a combination of microorganisms and extraction procedures. So this is the technology used in Taiwan for full recircling of lemons. And we can see after the lemons are harvested, they enter to the food factory for juice extraction. And after extracting oil and the packing from the peel, they become the high value materials that can be used in food or mechanical. And finally, the microbiologic technology is used to make waste ferments into sludge. So we can see the right side has become the field for dairy cows. And after our testing, it can also reduce the amount of cow protein by nearly 20%. It's very interesting. So it can also make an important contribution to reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. So next, I will talk about some applications about the smart tools that have matured in the recent years. The first case we saw was the plant light system we designed based on the growth of grapes. The best lighting angle spectrum and the time can be adjusted according to the crops. In this case, we can see that the grapes are more beautiful than traditional plant grapes in terms of numbers and all the shapes. And this plant light system also has the effect of saving electricity by more than 50%. So this provides farmers with more choice in choosing plant types according to different type of plants. And of course, we have also transferred technology to several companies for production. So regarding the application of UAV, in this case, it can be seen that through the definition of plant visitors and after
Dr. Sichili, we cannot hear you.
I think he has been forced offline, right? Maybe some technical issues. Mary, could you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, Dr. Jack.
Yes, but I think Dr. Lee has somehow offline now. So maybe some bad connections. I don't know how. Almost talk. Yeah, like maybe one way for maybe better. Let's go company presentations first. So could someone stop sharing for Dr. Lee's presentation? Rose,
Okay.
Rose，您可以 present 吗？如果可以的话，我就先介绍你。您麦克风好像没开。Rose，您的麦克风没有开。
Hello，
Yes, we can
等
hear
我一
you
下，我有
now.
点回数。Hello，
Yes, okay.
可以听到吗
I
？Can you hear
think
me?
yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
How about you? You can hear us? I'm
Yes.
Jack. Yeah. Okay, great. I think due to some technical issues, Dr. Lee, are you back? So
I'm back, but
yeah.
my data is lost. Okay. I didn't.
I think maybe we can give you time before the end of the 我想在那个研讨会结束以前，如果有时间，请你再把它讲完，好不好？我们就先那个进到下一个公司的那个 presentation 去。
Okay.
可以吗
Okay.
Okay, so I think due to technical issues, I think we are going on into the session for Taiwanese company presentations. I think today's first speaker is Dr. Luz Chen. Dr. Luz received his PhD in pharmacy from Kaohsiung Medical University. She's currently the research and development researchers in KG Bio in Taiwan. He's doing research in pharmaceutical science, cosmetic science, biological active nature products, antibacterial biomedical materials. Okay? And today he's going to talk in the title of Smart Agriculture Industrial Ecosystem. So Ruth, the podium is yours, please.
Okay.
Are you going to share your presentation?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for me, and I'm sharing my presentation. My
Okay,
PowerPoint.
thank you. Don't worry.
And it's still running. Waiting for me. 哎，那个
Yeah, it's coming out 呢？
Jack 就是我的页面不能换。Hello, I have some problem that I cannot change my the slides. Can anyone help me? Okay.
We'll do the presentation.
Okay. Thank you.
哦，我看不到你的 presentation， 不知道为什么。
就是我没有办法换我的
Kelly
PowerPoint 的页面，然后可能要
Could you
需要
help?
有人帮我这样。Okay.
Yes. Dr.
Okay.
You can start.
Okay. Selamat siang, apa kabar semuanya? Nama saya Ruth Chen, and I'm Dr. Ruth
Okay.
Chen.
So, Rose， 可能你先退出，他们帮你放。
好。
您先退出。
好。
他们帮你来处理好。
这样有退出吗？动了，我好像退。请问现在有那个我的简报是 OK 的吗？
Dr. Ruth, you can start the presentation. We are ready with your file.
Okay. Selamat siang. I'm Dr. Ruth Chen, and we are King Guang Biotech. And today's I will introduce today's the topic of the speech today is smart agricultural industrial ecosystems. And based on the trend of One Health, we use biotechnology to enter circular economy and focus on precision agricultural and precision medicine, and to establish in the industrial ecosystem and innovative business models. And I'm continue. Okay, and the next page is the outline of today's speech. Yes, and we'll divide it to 4 parts. And firstly, I will introduce our company, Gingrong Biotech, and later the core competency and our products. And the topic of today is smart agricultural industrial ecosystems. I will summarize these concepts, and the later last part is how we can do to cooperate the cooperation platform in the future. And next slide, thank you. And firstly, I will introduce our company, the background and the mission. And the founder and chairman is Mr. Hugo Yang. And we founded at 2001, and it is our 20 years old now. And we also have lots of foreign partners and established our sales network with Japan, Korea, and Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia. We wish we will be the pioneer in circular economy and One Health in Asia. And next page, thank you. And this is our awards and certificates. And in 2018, we get FEMI QS certification, and which is based on European animal feed regulation. And last year we get BS 8001. It is a circular economy certification of optimizing. And the picture showed, and the upper one showed that we have the cooperation partner. We have the cooperation experience with Dong Zhenyuan. He is representative of Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Thailand. And the below one, we show that Kai Sophie Tinpong, he is the Vice Minister of the Ministry of Finance in Thailand. And also Dr. Pandapa. He's the manager of Ministry of Agriculture in Thailand. They visit our company, and we like to cooperate with foreign partners. And also, especially, we will, if we have a chance, can cooperate with you, with all partners in Indonesia. Next pages. And this is our main concept in our companies. It is circular economy. It includes 5 R's, and we emphasize on redefinition and redesign. A redefinition, it means that we use all parts of the food, also byproducts. And through our core technology, we can transform it as a feed additive and healthcare products. And the redesign with the goal of zero waste and carbon neutral net zero. And we practice it in our manufacturing. And next pages. And this is our core competency. It is solid state fermentation. Although it is really complicated parameters, including temperatures, moisture to control it, but it is our core technology how to do quality and quantity control. We know how to use a food waste and to transform it after the fermentation with some specialized microorganism, and we can obtain valuable high-value products. For example, cosmetics, health products, and feed additives. Next pages. And this is our products, including the byproducts of moonbeam hull, coffee ground, tea byproducts, soybean residues. And our best seller is moonbeam hull. Moonbeam hull, we have developed as a high-value product like feed additive and human supplements and skincare cosmetics. Because moonbeam hull, it is featured with its antivirus and anti-inflammation properties. And in our experiments, we prove it is efficient to combat flu and coronavirus in animals. And we also have the cooperation we sell this product to foreign partners like Japan, Marubeni, Korea, CTC Bio, and Thailand, CP, Malaysia, YSP, and so on. And we wish that we can have a chance to cooperate with you. And next pages. And this is the concept of what is circular economy cycle. And we use moonbeam as the example. Moonbeam, after food processing, the food waste as a moonbeam hull. Through our core technology, after the fermentation, and it can produce as valuable products like feed additives, health products, cosmetics. And then we sell it to feed manufacturing and livestock farm, and also to feed poultry, livestock, and finally enter the food processing again, like a cycle. And I know that there are lots of agricultural products in Bali, like grape, like cocoa, like coffee bean, and there are lots of food, food waste, and we can based on this technology, and we can have different products, to added more benefits and value. Next part. Next pages. And to summarize what is smart agricultural industry ecosystem. And without agricultural, the global economic will not sustain. And also, agricultural is the foundation of biotechnology. So it is really important to develop agricultural. And I know it is really a hard time during the pandemic that the industry, the traditional industry need to improve, need to upgrade it. Upgrade, not only rely on tourism industry. So here we will display what is agricultural industry ecosystems. And it is firstly the primary production, and we can add the ecological agriculture, and And also, we can think about how to utilize full material of these products and manufacturing, and also to increase different products, valuable products. And later, the tertiary sector, the sales and marketing. And it's also important to integrate with internet, like to establish e-commerce platforms. And then we need, it is important and urgent to integrate it with multiple industry, not independent only one industry. For example, you can integrate it with elderly healthcare service, tourism industry, and other, and so on, to establish cultural and creative regional ecosystems. This is the concepts. And next pages. And I use pineapple industry, for example, with full material utilization. And pineapple is including the fruits and leaves, and it belongs as an agricultural industry. And the fruits, and after the processing manufacturing, as it will be pineapple food like pineapple cake, pineapple sugar, pineapple dried fruits, and it is belong as a food industry. And the leaf part can made as a pineapple fiber paper in chemical industry, and the active ingredients like ceramide applied in cosmetic industry, and the pineapple enzyme dietary fibers applied in biotech industry. And it is important to integrate that multiple industry and to how to develop it, to think about it. And next page, thank you. And here I will use some local industry to explain this idea. What is smart agricultural industry ecosystem in Bali? And the primary production, agricultural products like grape, cocoa, coffee, herbs, and it is suggest to use multiple planting rather than single planting, and including animal husbandry, plant disease control, chicken manure, cow manure, and also ecological aquaculture like seaweed, and also important to upgrade the electrical equipment. Next part. Next page. And next is secondary processing. And rather than primary processing, it is important to use biotechnology to create more profits and more value of the processing products. For example, we can develop as health products, functional feed additives, cosmetics, traditional Chinese medicine. And in our company, we have experience to reuse the coffee ground, and then after the fermentation, we can produce a functional feed additives like this to increase more profits and value. Next page, thank you. And next part is to tertiary sector as selling, marketing, and because of the pandemic and the traditional selling and some marketing method, it is not suitable and will be lots of challenges and limited. So it is important to develop like different method like retail sales as e-commerce platforms, and we integrated some local resources to establish farmers cooperative stores and also upgrade as the organic shop. And we also integrated with different industry like healthcare hospitals, elderly medical nursing care service, specialized clinic, and health and culture village. And the waste disposal, public health, professional service, information technology, hospitality industry, and tourism. And here are the tourism industry, and it is suggest to develop like resource-based tourism and cultural and creative product like this direction. The next part. The next page. And here it is the platform to display what is the concepts. And from the agricultural 4.0 to industrial 4.0 to city 4.0. And how can we do for it? It is important to integrate it different resources. including education resources, industrial resources, human resources, tourism resources, cultural resources. And then we can use all these resources and to think about the industry surrounding us, and including the food, clothing, housing, transportation, education, entertainment. And in Mandarin, we say it's 食衣住行娱乐. And then we can find out the charm industries to develop one town, one spatial products. I think this is a possible way to practice it in Bali. Next page, thank you. And we have these concepts, but how to practice it? I think it's important to integrate not only the industry but also the academic institutions, VC funds, and developers, and not only us. Our company, not only you, but we need to integrate it to multiple resources, including health industry, green tech industry, global tourism industry, and also developer, academic. And our company, we have lots of experience to cooperate with a College of Agriculture, National Pingdong University of Science and Technology. And it is a long-term history of agricultural development, and also some VC funds like this. And it will be a possible way to practice it. And the next pages. And in summary, we believe that economy based on ecology. To solve this, a lot of challenges and changes, we need to think about what is ecology. And we have to develop the industry that can achieve sustainable development goals. And it will be a possible and sustainable solution for all of us. Thank you. Thank you for your listening. And we are Gingrong. Terima kasih. We are Gingrong. And if you have interested in what I present, and maybe further we can have a time to discover it. And we can, after this meeting, we can have to talk about more about it in details. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruth. This is a very interesting presentation, and your technology really addressed the purpose of village development and also the environmental change that we are all facing. I'm gonna call the next speaker, Mr. Janus Lin, Technical Manager of ICP DAS company. I'm gonna read his CV first. Okay. Okay, so Janus Lin, he is the technical manager of ICPDS company, and he has a wide experience regarding the technical works. For example, he has some project experience in railway signal system monitoring in Taipei, and then also building automation, lighting control system for clean room in E3. And aside of his doing business and also doing some innovation, Janus Lin, he has been a lecturer several times in Taiwan's college, and also he's been actively presenting his papers in various forums. Janus Lin, the screen and the microphone are yours.
但是一块钱，有些往下降。了解，这个对。会那个，就是因为它是用的方式。啊。可以公布。现在 Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, hello everyone, we are ICP Desk. Maybe some of you already hear about us before. We design and manufacture the industrial IoT products and provide them worldwide. My name is Jonas. I am a technical manager for technology integration and already working in ICP Desk over 10 years. So in today's seminar, we will try to talk and discuss that how ICP does product used in agriculture or our called smart farm. In today's seminar, I will present 3 topics for us. ICP does in smart agriculture. Second, build and the reality the structure. ICP does in animal agriculture. In this session, I will give a cornfield application story to talk about the key points and the tip for IoT in smart agriculture. In America, our customer wants to monitor a large piece of cornfield. On the Google map, you can see several circles of cornfield like as the picture. Every circle has a stand with spray heads. When it's spraying and the stand rotates. The customer uses a controller with a sensor to measure the rainfall, control the stand rotation, spray, and get a GPS signal. Then the controller GT540P sends this data to the control center, and the people can monitor it all in the SCADA system. There are several important elements in IoT agriculture. The first is sensing technology to take data like temperature and humidity. Then, through communication, we can integrate with bump, switch, or other device in software. And to develop software to do some analytic and scenarios. Finally, lots of farm or greenhouse are dispersed in rural, so they need telecommunication or GPS to get position and send data to the control room. The main reason that why IoT are important for smart agriculture is large-scale planting. To realize large-scale planting, you may need to monitor and measure all the elements automatically. Collect the data easy and do the big data analytics to find a way to reduce costs and the labor. Based on the above, we summary 5 tips for all of us. Monitoring automatics reduce cost and labor, improve the quality of our crop, farm fertilization accurately, and create an appropriate environment with big data analytics. This topic will show ICP Desk powerful edge controller, WISE 5231 for guides with structure. Here has a small farm demo to show minimal ideas in greenhouse. Let us see what can do about it. First, we can set every 5 hours to spray in the controller or every 12 hours to turn on or off the light. It is controller schedule function based on WISE. Second, we can set the controller always to detect moisture and set a level to turn on or turn off the valve. In this way, when the plant lacks water, the controller will spray water automatically. Third, the same as moisture, the pump controller always detects the air temperature. Once the temperature is too high, it will turn on the fan automatically. WISE 5231 is a smart edge controller. We can make some schedule and the script in it, and it will follow our condition to check this value again and again. In base structure, I want to control fan, light, and the bulb. So I can connect WISE 5231 with the TMR5 module by RS485. TMR5 is a relay opt module. Get command from WISE and turn on or off light, pump, and fans. JSH100 is a soil moisture sensor we bought. It can transfer moisture value to 4 to 20 milliamp. M7019Z is an analog input module that can get 4 to 20 milliamp signal and transfer to digital signal. Therefore, WISE always knows the moisture, and I set a script in WISE that if the moisture is less than the setting value, then ask TMR5 to turn on the valve. DL100 is an air temperature and humidity sensor, while RS485 connect with WISE. We implement all these functions using a web device. In the further structure, we can use more sensors to measure other signals, like the tank water level or lux meter. And we can add a local HMI to check all status in local site, or build a server remotely for monitoring. So we can get into IoT step by step. From finding a suitable sensor, selecting I/O module and the controller, then set up network and the communication. Finally, access all data in cloud server. We built a thin greenhouse demo site to realize all the intelligent scenarios. Therefore, we have some customers already studied the structure and promote it into the real farm activity. In this part, we will show some real tests for animals, like goose, duck, chicken, cow, goat, and a pig. This structure is similar to the farming, but we need more sensors to collect, to analyze, and to make condition in controller to realize large-scale breeding, reduce cost, energy, and labor. The element will be listed below. It will be a control center, IoT controller, and the dashboard service, lighting control, natural lighting, ventilation system, environment information sensing, our water usage monitor, like drinking water or water pools, intelligent power meter, and energy management. Being a Scala system, it must integrate all the data which collect from the field site and show the full system by a clear graphic in the display. The main reason is to let people can know the full situation instantly and make decisions accurately. The SCADA not only show every signal state, but include alarm, change chart, data record, and login access control. We recommend the IoT Edge Controller WISE 5231 for the field site installation. The WISE 5231 includes I/O collect function, standalone schedule function, and the logic control. But the most important advantage of WISE 5231 is it can support and integrate to SCADA cloud platform and the SCADA and the dashboard service. Moreover, the unique alarm function like Live, WeChat, email, SMS is the one of advantage of the Edge controller. We can realize lighting control by connect the WISE 5231 and M7055D. The M7055D I/O module can control lamp by a relay or electromagnetic switch. In this breeding goods field site, we designed a process to turn off two lamp groups one by one. At 4 p.m., turn off first loop, and after 30 minutes, turn off another one. I think there would be someone who has questioned that why we cannot just turn off all the lights together. The reason that is, we do this before actually. When the time turns to 4 o'clock, we just turn off all the lights directly. This action makes here become darkness instantly, so it discards the goods. The real sunset wouldn't make the dark instantly. It will make natural light going lower and lower. The instant darkness makes goods overwhelmed and depressed. Therefore, now we use two groups of lamp when the time is on 4 o'clock. We turn off the first group. Then after 30 minutes, we turn off another set to avoid display of goods. It's we setting it in WISE. Now we move to the natural lighting part. If the goods breeding field want to use natural lighting, most of the it should have a switch to light quarter or canvas. Besides the schedule control or illuminance control, it can be adjusted by adding more sunshine area to increase temperature and reduce humidity automatically. For being one of the most important elements, a good ventilation system can refresh the air from the goods breeding field efficiently to improve the air quality inside and maintain the certain air quality. Here are listed some of the environment sensing elements. The data collection of the environmental information could be an important part of the system because different breeding fields must choose different sensors to collect the data. For example, O2, CO, CO2, TVOC, SCHO, particulate meter, temperature, and humidity. We need this sensor to collect the data, and the engineer can analyze this big data, then do the right adjustment. The water supply includes drinking water, cooling water, or pools. Depending on the data from the flow meter liquid level, our water quality sensor, we can set a process to control when the water inlet, outlet, feeding, and cooling. In the final part, We use ICP, that's Intelligent Power Meter, to measure and collect the usage. And it can integrate into SCADA and show the trend chart or pie chart. In SCADA and the dashboard, people can easily understand how much energy is using or which area is using more energy. So today we've shown a lot of control structure and the focus on sensing technology and the controller integration. If you are interested, please let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Janus, for your interesting presentation. Bapak Ibu sekalian, saya ingin mengingatkan kalau ada pertanyaan silahkan ditulis di kolom chat. Nanti saya akan membacakan pertanyaannya. So, ladies and gentlemen, just a kind reminder, if you have questions, just write down your questions in the chat box, and I will read your presentation later. So next, I'm going to invite our next speaker. And our next speaker is Mr. Roger Chan. He's a manager at the Smart System and Strategy Division from Elite Group Computer System Company Limited. As we all know, that Elite Group is one of very important ICT technology in the world. So before that, I would like to make a short introduction to Roger. Roger has worked for ECS for 3 years, and he has a multiple field experience in mini PC, motherboard, and smart AI OT solution. And he has project experience in thermal camera solution in Taipei, and AI vending machine, digital signage, kindergarten access control, and edge computer with visual interference. He has also worked in some other country, doing some project in Vietnam and Shanghai, for example. Roger Chan, please, the microphone and the screen are yours.
Roger, we could not hear you. Roger, 你麦克风没有开哦。
Could everyone can hear me? Can listen to me? Hear my voice right
比
now?
较小声，你要大声一点。
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, so everybody could see my screen right now?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
you can
so
see your screen.
okay, so I will start on my presentations. Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Chen. So I represent the ECS Edita Group and also represent the Liva brands. Okay, so I will introduce our companies and our products, especially for this time. The clients want to know about the IoT, the smart IoT, the smart city, the devices, the solutions. So I will introduce all the things for the following presentations. Okay, so right now I will introduce my company. So we were founded in 1987, over 30 years, and over 85 millions US dollars capitals and over 7,000 worldwide employees. Okay. Right now our product line, especially for the AMD, Intel, and ARM systems, different channels for different products, such like mini PC and the motherboards for different CPUs. So here right now our solutions, especially for the smart city, logistic, transportations, educations, enterprise, and AI and digital signage. But this time I will introduce it especially for the devices. So if you got any interesting in our solutions after those meetings, maybe you can we can talk in individuals. Okay. Right now our core competence of our teams, especially for our hardware, software, cloud product services, international projects, the marketing channels, and edge and the cloud computing, IoT devices, and some IoT information flow and agreements. Especially for our project extends hardware devices, we can focusing on panels, AI server, 5G routers, edge computing PC, cameras, and sensor IC. So if you especially for those solutions, especially for smart city solutions, you will need the following devices, especially for the tablet, laptop, gaming laptop, 5G solutions, edge computings, mobile phones, and the smart kiosk. We have the abilities to do the OEM ODM business, except that we can doing the designings for those projects, especially for the totally solutions. Okay, here is our laptop, especially for the business and the commercial business. They got different panels for 40-inch and 50.6 inches. So if you got needed for the CPU, memory, storage, and screens, it can be customized. It can be customized, especially for your needed. Here is our gaming notebook. As you can see right now, the customized, especially for the CPU, memory, GPU, storage, and the screen. Okay. Here is our 5G devices, especially focusing on the devices for 5G, MiFi, IDU, and ODU. So as you can see right now, here's our products, some specs for those devices. If you got the kinds of solutions or projects, especially focusing on the 5G devices, we can providing you all of those specs and pictures. So maybe we can talk about the device, talk about those projects. Look, here's our gaming memories, especially for the high-end gaming DRAM memories. And also here's got our and here is our new product line, especially for the SSD and M.2 SSD. Okay, so another one product line, especially for ODM, is our mobile phone, because right now we got some projects in Malaysia. They got customized mobile phones, so we got ability to do a lot of things. If you got any projects, especially for the mobile phones, for the ODM, we can do that. Here is right now for the thermal scan access control, especially for the buildings, hospitals, and banks. Okay, here's our devices, especially for the surveillance, city surveillance. Here's hybrid digital DVR. The special things is those chipsets, and we were producing in Taiwan and designed in Taiwan. And here is Liva server, especially for 1U, 2U, and 4U devices. Okay, here is multiple rental sharing power bank stations, charging stations with display. Those project was cooperated with Kaohsiung Railways. And here is our HAI box PC. And for the following right now is 8-inch tablet and 10-inch tablet and the 2-in-1 tablet. They were looking like a Surface. Okay. And also we got the Medicat and the Netcom products, such like intelligent epic privatation gates, okay, and the server respirator devices and the mobile ECG detections. So for the conclusions, we got all the devices for the IoT project and the smart city project. So if you got any needed, maybe we can talk about that. Contact to us. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Roger, for your presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, due to the previous technical glitch we had early in the session, I would like to re-invite Dr. Si Chili. I will give you, Dr. Si Chili, 5 minutes to continue your presentation, and we'll assist you with the files. Please, Dr. Si Chili. Yes, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And turn to the page 10, please. Okay. So I'm very sorry about this. I continue my presentation. So, and this case shows the eco materials are used to promote the plant growth, and we can show that the biochar is very good materials used for the banana or the quinoa. It's very good to help them to grow. And the next page, please. And in this case, we use in virtual fermentation technology to make coffee beans into the must coffee, especially for the Indonesia. And this coffee is very traditional, and we screened the effective microorganisms in the intensiveness of civic caves and make them into bacterial powder. And such in virtual fermentation technology allows coffee beans to produce different flavors that are commercially required according to different fermentation conditions. So the next page. So in the formal case of the coffee beans, we have seen the change in quality of crops made by biotechnology. But in this case, this is the technology used in Taiwan for recycling of lemon after the harvest and enter the food factory and for juice extraction. And after extracting and oil and packaging and from the peels, and they become the high value materials used for the mechanical and the food usage. So finally, the biological technology is used to make waste promotes into sludge. So you can see in the central the dairy cows. After testing, it can also reduce the amount of crowd flooding by nearly 20%. So it can also be made an important contribution to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Next. So next. Okay, next. So the first case we saw was the plant light system. And we can see when we choose the best lighting angle, spectrum, and the time can be adjusted according to the crops. So in this case, we can see the grapes are more beautiful than traditional plant grapes in terms of grain numbers and shapes. So the plant light system also has the effect of saving electricity by more than about 50%. So I think this provides the farmers with more choice in choosing plants lights according to different type of plants. Of course, we have also transferred the technology to several companies for production. And next, please. So regarding this one, and in addition, we have also developed a hybrid UAV system like this fig in the right side, and the hybrid UAV system with high load capacity and the maximum load each time can reach 50 kilogram, and the running time can reach about 1 hour. So this case is to help farmers in transporting mangoes in hillside area. Next. So in fact, in the process of intelligent agriculture, we usually rely on communication systems. But in the formal case, usually the communication signal in agriculture area are not good. So therefore, it is important to provide the real-time judgment of agricultural area by edge computing technology. And in this case, we use Wi-Fi and edge computing chips combined with the Niger robot line. And the farmers can obtain the real-time information from the field through their phones. In addition to controlling the water gate in the field, and it can also be used to order UAV screening. So I think simple and convenience to help farmers understand and the conditions of the field is also an important concept for applying technological tools to help promote the acceptance of smart agriculture. Okay, the next. And finally, I would like to share with you the augmented cooperative vehicles that we have recently promoted together with some companies. So the equipment is more safety, for example, to prevent overturning and some board with industrial specification and electrification and high load. So we have also integrated safety, I/O, and the control system through a single PCB design. So with the improvement of battery performance and automatic charge design, the cooperative vehicles can be applied to include livestock, house cleaning, stock transportation, and moving. So after the cooperative vehicle is combined with the AI systems, robots can be installed for screening or harvest according to different needs. So the next, finally, next page, please. Finally, intelligent and high value and sustainable development are the key direction of the ITRI in helping Taiwan's agricultural development. And in this process, we use biomass recycling technology such as biochar, microorganisms, and intelligent cooperation to allow farmers to obtain more profit and a good working environment. Okay, due to the time constraints, only part of mature technology was shared on and these times. If you are interested in today's technology, you can refer to the attachment, and I will look forward to having an opportunity to cooperate with everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sichili. And then, of course, I believe there will be a lot of questions at the Q&A session. The next, so we have finished the Taiwan company's presentation, and we will move to our second session, which is the session for Indonesian companies and our Indonesian friends. First, I would like to invite our dear friend, Mr. Teddy Tricahyono. Teddy Tricahyono, he is known as the Secretary General of Innovator 4.0 Indonesia, and then also he is actually a mechanical engineer by training, and he has been conducting all this cooperation works and partnership under this Innovator 4.0 Indonesia. Mr. Teddy, please welcome to the screen.
Thank you, my dear friend Mary, for arranging this some session, yeah, together with Taiwan. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully, my voice can be clearly. Okay, my name is Dedi Tricahyono. I present Innovator 4.0 Indonesia, 4.0 Indonesia as a General Secretary. So I'm the board of advisor of some cooperatives that we develop. Sorry, I used 2 accounts for attending this meeting because I anticipate for speak. Together with me, some attendees comes from the cooperatives, also from industry. Yeah.
Pak Teddy, apologize to interrupt. Your voice is very small.
Oh, okay, sorry. Try to. Can you hear me? Hello.
Can you can you make it louder?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
good.
Test. Okay. And
Yes.
may I continue? Okay. Mary, can you share my presentation, please? Should I share by? Okay. I will try to explain I will continue the explanation from Pak Budiman Sujatmiko in the previous presentation. For the Innovator 4.0 Indonesia out and what is our system, economy ecosystem, industrial ecosystem. I saw so many interesting presentation before, so many technology solution that presented by our friends from Taiwan. Hopefully we can work together with our ecosystem in Indonesia, because so many potentials and so many opportunity can work together. So maybe next, Mary. Yeah, this is our ecosystem. Yeah, this is the big picture of our ecosystem in Innovator 4.0 Asia. So we start this organization. This is the non-profit organization, connecting between brain and community. Brain power meets community power, because Pak Budiman and I and many people together with us has a good networking, working with so many communities. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me, Mary? Please give me call if you don't hear my voice clear.
Sorry, Mas Teddy, suaranya kurang jelas, Mas.
Sekarang sudah jelas?
Ya, maintain di situ ya, Mas ya, volume levelnya.
Yeah.
Ya, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the Innovator 4.0 is about brain power meets community power. And then brain power meets community power, how to empower the people in village, prioritize in village, yeah. But we don't forget also about the urban society community. How to implement technology, how to implement innovation in the villages. So during our activity in 2018 until 2019, and then we see that there is the potential to not just a voluntarily movement, but possible to develop the value added, possible to develop the economy, the business, the profit activity that can accelerate the advancement of the villages in Indonesia. So we go to the next block about the financial power. Then we set up the cooperatives and some startup companies around 2019 and 2020 and until now. Hopefully that our initiative, our movement, our socio-technopreneur movement can contribute to the to develop the policy making Indonesia related with. Okay, next. Next, man. Yeah, I will explain about the numbers related to villages in Indonesia. Yeah, we can see villages of Indonesia in numbers. There are 74,961 villages in Indonesia. It's quite huge number actually. Yeah. And the villages is the autonomous, the self-regulating community because they are they have the already a long history before Indonesian independence actually. 74,961 villages in Indonesia, spread it from Aceh to Papua. And the second number is about 130 million population in villages, or around 48% of Indonesia total population. So actually we are talking about the huge number of, if we see this is the potential market, or if we see this is the potential partnership, actually this is the huge number of Indonesia. 130 millions, maybe several times of Taiwan's population maybe. And in between 74,961 villages, 52% already have the BUMDes. This is the data from 2018, but I think it's already increased up to 60% or 65%. Already have the BUMDes or village-owned enterprise. So they are the village that ready to do the business, to do the partnership, to make the economic development. And you know, there are approximately average 12% growth of village. If we calculate only the growth of village, actually the villages has the potential economic growth more than cities. Moreover, during the pandemics, all the activities subjected to the villages. Yeah, we depends on the villages for the food, for the waters, for anything, yeah, or even the goods. So this is actually the huge number and the very potential partnership if we talk about villages, development village. Okay, next. Yeah. And then how Innovator 4.0 Indonesia and all the networks, our networks, manage and develop the economic empowerment for the villages. And then beside there is the BUMDes or village and enterprise, and then we manage and we develop. Our plan is 9 cooperatives, because cooperative actually quite friendly for our culture, Asian culture. And then we develop the cooperatives in Indonesia, but this is not the common cooperatives. We refer to the global cooperatives in the world, actually good, the best cooperative in the world, and we call it, this is the value chain cooperatives, ecosystem cooperatives. And we divide for each sector for the cooperative. The subject will be the villagers, but we invite also the professional, we invite also the technology, the innovation, working together with cooperatives and creating the value added for their villages. There are kooperasi satelit Desa Indonesia. Yeah, some people attending this meeting also comes from Kooperasi Satelit Desa Indonesia, Village Satellite Cooperative. We use I will explain. We use cooperatives because this is highly accessible for everybody in Indonesia who depends on the capital, but we can work the profit target. profit orientation. The second is Koperasi Industri Kreatif Indonesia or Indonesia Creative Industry Cooperative. And the third one, Koperasi Energi Nusantara Desa Indonesia, Indonesian Villages Energy Cooperative. And the newest one is Koperasi Data Pangan Nusantara or Kudapan, Indonesian Food Supply Chain Cooperative. Each cooperative has at least 3 business lines. KSDI, the satellite one, is device, network, and application. And I will explain later on the next slides. There will be also Koperasi Hunian Indonesia Mandiri, Koperasi Transportasi, Koperasi Masyarakat Sehat, the healthcare, then education and talent. This is about education, and also Koperasi Mineral Manufacture. We hope that all these cooperatives will implement the technology and the modern system, modern and professional system. That's why we invite the best person to manage the cooperative. Pak Budiman becoming the head of board of advisor in these cooperatives, and I become the head the board of advisor related to business development. But there are some person from villages mostly coming the board of executive of this cooperative, and there are also some good companies in Indonesia working together with these cooperatives. Depends on the sectors they interest to. Okay, the next slide. There are only 2 main function, 2 role and function of this. We call it 9 eagles, because there will be 9 cooperatives. There are 2 role and function of these cooperatives. In the upstream part, the cooperatives will act as the system integrator. They will working together with landowner or resources owner, natural resources I mean, or business owner. They work together also with the professional and industry player with any kind of partnership. There will be 8 partnership scheme, and the cooperatives work together also with the equipment and product vendors. So hopefully E3 or some companies from E3 work together with our cooperatives, so you can do the partnership, professional partnership, mutual partnership, and becoming the vendors or a system solution provider possible. So we can work together with these options. And also the cooperatives invite the investment and financing. Suppose there are project long-term partnership, can talk about investment, or maybe just a short or medium term, we can talk about financing. This is the upstream role and function of the cooperatives. But the downstream part, the market or the consumers part, these cooperatives must become the demand aggregator. Because they have the network, they have the people, many villages in Indonesia. So they consolidate, they manage the people in villages and also in the city, in the district, urban, becoming the members. So the cooperative will deliver the benefits of the business to the partners, working together with partners, BUMDes or village or enterprise. They can work together also with the small medium enterprises. Because so many small and medium enterprises in Indonesia also. About 64 million SME. And also, of course, the priority is how the cooperatives deliver the benefit to the members network. And then also to the general market. So cooperative will see also how they can grab the market in general. And then the last one, cooperative can work together with the institution such as government or private or non-profit organization. Each part of each model of partnership, they have their own revenue scheme. Can be margin-based income, commission-based income, or profit sharing. And also in the downstream can be transaction-based or subscription-based. So it's very flexible and very open to collaborate with any other parties and business parties. Next. I will start from the first or the oldest cooperative that we developed. This is actually last year. They founded in 2020 during the pandemic actually, but the progress is quite good. Already cover so many provinces in Indonesia. The first one is Koperasi Satelit Desa Indonesia or KSDI. KSDI has three pillars, business pillars or business lines. We call it device, network, and application. That's why when I saw the previous presentation about the solution of IoT or solution smartphone, laptop, I think it's possible to work together with KSDI. The second one is network. Yeah, this is about the connectivity because we cannot do anything with our device without the connectivity. The third one is application. Yeah, so there is software and hardware also. The software in the domain of the application. Okay, next, Mary. This is the achievement. This is the progress, or this is the slide about the progress of Telco Desa. Telco Desa is the product of division network division of KSDI. They provide the internet to the remote area, even very remote area in northern Kalimantan. The remote one, the most remote one is North Kalimantan, but also providing the internet other islands, yeah, in Java. They use the VSAT because they get the bandwidth from broadband satellite. So they utilize and they need so many equipments related to connectivity or network. KSDI work together with BUMDes or village-owned enterprise. Yeah, so the village-owned enterprise can get the revenue by selling the bandwidth, by selling the internet connectivity. So it's not just about the giving the bandwidth, but BUMDes can utilize, can monetize the bandwidth itself to the people in the villages. Yeah, we call it Telco Desa. The second one, next, Mary. Okay, this is the device division. Yeah, the device division, we developed the brand called the brand name Desa Nova. Desa Nova is actually the customized smartphone. Of course, we don't build the smartphone from scratch. Yeah, of course we will collaborate and work together as long as the smartphone, especially at least 4G level, can comply the local content level. If I'm not mistaken, currently already 40% local content should be provided by Indonesian business. But others, we can work together to develop our own smartphone. But this is different with the smartphone in the market, the common smartphone market, because in the beginning, we intend to develop this as the customized smartphone. What is the customized? Yeah. Customized, of course, the first is about manufacturing, how, where to manufacture in Indonesia. The second, KSDI will be the OEM or the brand owner. The third one, the selling model will optimize the member-based selling model. Because this is not sold to the common market, so KSDI will manage the members to sales activity. And then the next about pre-install. Sorry. Still the previous one. Okay. The next is about pre-install apps. That's why we call it the customized smartphone, because when you unboxing this smartphone, you already have some pre-install apps. Yeah, just like others smartphone actually. But we can select, we can choose our preferred apps to be pre-installed, especially from the member apps developed by the member of KSDI. The next is about customized digital economy model. Yeah, what is it about? Yeah, we can set up the digital economy model with the customized one based on member built in the smartphone. And the last one is the user reward on usage pattern. If we can do the good scheme, this smartphone actually can give the passive income for the user, because user there is the user reward for the usage. Okay, next. Okay, this is the third division of KSDI, is about Super Desa. Super Desa, talking all about the application. The application, these are some samples of application. The registration system developed by our own with our developer. Yeah, quite simple but useful. And then we also develop our own instant messenger used by the members of KSDI, and also some kind like Webex, this online conference. We try to develop our own online meeting on online meeting platform. Yeah, this is the group of Super Desa. The next. Okay, this is one of our development, our priority development related with the digital healthcare platform. This is actually the ERP, healthcare ERP system, healthcare ERP management, enterprise resources planning. So the hospital, the clinic can manage the doctors, the patient, and then also the stock of the drugs and medicine, and any consultation on any feature related with the healthcare. This is one of the Super Desa products of KSDI. Okay, next. Okay, after explaining about the first cooperative, this is the second cooperative that we developed. It's also almost 1 year, the age of this cooperative, set up in end of 2020. Supported and managed by so many people, so many professional, and so many background. Yeah, even from the professional one and the amateur one gather together in this Koperasi Energi or Kendi. So because our idea developing this cooperative actually how to set up the semi closed loop business within the system of cooperatives. The next one, Kendi will manage also 3 business lines related with generator, how to generate the electricity or how to generate the energy, mostly from the renewable energy, of course. Yeah, we try to anticipate the climate and ecological challenge. The second about storage, how to storage the energy. The third one is about distribution, how to distribute the energy. Also, Kendi work together with so many partners in Indonesia, even the state-owned enterprise. The upcoming partnership will be with the state-owned enterprise. Okay, next. Yeah, you can see this is the group, the business brochure, yeah, the business quotation, business package offering related with the generator division of generator. The Kendi or Koperasi Energi Nusantara Desa Indonesia or Kendi develop the solution related with the irrigation pump with the PV base, and also about the roof panel electricity, of course using PV as well. So they will sell this solution to the village. Currently, about the source of the parts, we still working together with some vendors Indonesia, yeah, the assembly, the finished good one. So we just install the system. But very possible if the friends from E3 interest to work together with Kendi to develop the EV factory possible or battery factory, very possible to develop working together with Kendi.
Mas Teddy, maaf waktunya bisa persen saya bisa lebih dipersingkat. Terima kasih.
5 minutes. Okay. The next one. Okay, the next one. This is the scheme how we collaborate with the village and some stakeholders of the villages to provide the electricity for industry until domestic users. We already set up the scheme. Okay, the next. Next, yeah, next slide, yeah. These are some activities. In the left side is a collaboration between KSDI and Kendi. KSDI provide internet and Kendi provide electricity. And the right one is our upcoming project, how to set up the rice mill waste power plant, hopefully in West Kalimantan. Okay, next. This is the third one. Yeah, this is the last cooperative that I will present. This is the last one. The Koperasi Data Pangan Nusantara or Kudapan, Indonesian Food Supply Chain Cooperative. This cooperative is managing the youth sector, the food sector, yeah, from the upstream to downstream. So and then we categorize the business line in 3 pillars: production, logistic, and channels. Okay, next. Yeah, actually, currently we are developing the smart farming system, just like the presentation before. So it's very possible Kudapan working together with E3 to enhance the technology about smart farming and to implement this technology to the villages in Indonesia. Next. Okay, this is a group of logistic, we call it, yeah, logistic production and logistic that Kudapan will develop the commodities trading house. Since we work together with many villages with many potential commodities supply, so we plan to set up the trading house from the harvesting output from the villages. You can see there is the fertilizer, there is a vanilla, coffee, pepper, black pepper, edamame, and what is called pinang, yeah, pohon pinang. And so and still many. There's also the shrimp, the big shrimp in some areas, some villages of Indonesia. We will manage all the commodities in the trading house by cooperative approach. The next. Okay, this is the marketplace, member-based marketplace. Yeah, because we connect with so many natural resources, commodity resources, so it's very possible. Is possible if we develop our own marketplace, and this marketplace will connect until to the next end user, to the culinary house, to the small medium enterprise in the villages for buying their needs from Kudapan. So from producers to end user, from producer to consumer, we collect together in one cooperative, call it Kudapan. Okay. Okay, these are the 8 possible schemes if partners will work together with our cooperatives. The first one is official products. Second, business ownership. So cooperative will have the ownership to the other business. Can be joint venture, contract based, leasing on rental, off taking model, or just subscription based or transaction based. you can select which one is suitable. This. Okay. Next. Yes. That's all, everybody. Thank you very much. Let's collaborate. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mas Teddy, for your very interesting presentation. And I believe actually there are more to offer from Innovator. I mean, this could be follow up with an offline meetings later on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we still have two more interesting presentations. So please bear with us. The next presenter is Mr. Romi Ramadhani. He is the Vice President of PT Hydrotech Metals Indonesia. So Mr. Romi is presenting a very interesting processing technology, which is nickel processing. As we all know that the world is so there are like a big demand on nickel and EV and other storage technology. So Mr. Romi would explain what is his company's offering to us and all to the nickel miners, to all nickel mining company. First, I would like to make a short introduction of Mr. Romi. So Mr. Romi has 10 years experience in the field of finance and marketing and as MBA cum laude from Bandung Institute of Technology. And his passion and knowledge is related area also bring him in important finance position in the company group of Trinitan. Prior to his current position, Mr. Romi also had an experience working at one of Pertamina subsidiary. Mr. Romi, without further ado, please, the screen and the microphone are yours.
Thank you, Bu Mary. I guess anyone can see my screen.
Very clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Mary, and thank you, ITRI, Industrial Technology Research Institution, for giving this opportunity for me to explain the potential of Indonesian nickel mine opportunity that mostly held by the villagers that scattered in several remote areas. Altogether, I would like to provide one package solution that can be offered by our company, Hydrotech Metal Indonesia. So glance about our company, Hydrotech Metal Indonesia, established in 2020 under subsidiary of Trinitan Group that's expert in the renewable energy industry since 50 years ago. And we are focused in the research and development of energy metal. And I would like to start with the what world face at the moment is about climate change. I believe this is one of the considerable factors to have more sustain in our industry. And this become our responsibility, especially for us as industrial player, how to overcome this situation. And one of the solution is how we use the new energy, such as the batteries for electric vehicles. And this new energy, as many countries aware and more conscious to reduce the emission out and how to utilize this new energy to remain their sustainability in refractive industries. And if we talk about the batteries for electric vehicles, it cannot afford by the nickel as their raw materials. And Indonesia is the biggest nickel resources in the world with 21 million tons of nickel. And if we see the characteristic of the nickel mines in Indonesia consists of 300 mining concession, or we call EU, and those of the mining concession, mostly 90% consist of small and medium enterprise, or we can call villagers. There are around 270 mining concession. And let me explain about the nickel itself. Nickel consists from two classes. It's divided from two classes. The first one is class 1 nickel. Class 1 nickel used for the batteries for electric vehicles. And the class 2 nickel that commonly used at the moment if we see many industry players across the world build smelters to build smelters and produce nickel pig iron and then export it to their countries. It's commonly used at the moment. So what ironically is they are using saprolite where the limonite has yet to utilize, and therefore their limonite has abundant resources, consists of 80%, and one of the important factors is we can using the technology, using hydrometallurgical technology to extract the nickel from limonite ore up to this moment. And one of the factors, the hydrometallurgical process, there is only one proven technology to extract class 1 nickel. And during our observation, we noted that there has several downsides. The first one is complexity. The technology called HPAL or high pressure acid leach using the huge of autoclave machine, and it's really complex. And the second one, high capital intensity is also important. This is the most considerable factors that, let's say, if you want to build the HPAL smelters, you will have to spend around 1 billion US dollars. It's really far away from the capability of the villager itself. And the third one, the scale up and ramp up time. And during our observation, it would require around 4 up to 8 years to achieve nameplate capacity. And the last one is also important about residue management. At the moment, HPAL smelters being constructed in Indonesia, and they still consider about how they manage their waste. And one of the solutions using deep sea tailing process, and our government really consider and would not allow to because it's not good for the tailing sea disposal and for the public perception. And looking those problems cited by Roskill, the international research, we see that there will be nickel deficit started from the 2024, a long increase to deficit up to 2030 for the 400 tons of nickels, and it's getting worse up to 1 million tons of nickel in the 2040s. So this has become our great concern, and this is how we are doing to overcome this situation. Because if we do nothing, as Elon Musk being said that Indonesia will lose their potential, its opportunity to become main player in EV battery value chain, because of why with all of their resources, capabilities, all of those players like Tesla or BYD, VW, and many others, big players, would be find another resources aside of nickel to replace. And if those gonna be happen, Indonesia will lose their sovereignty and will be no longer more become the king of the nickel resources in the world, and it would be nothing. And this become our responsibility, how we manage our resources and how we utilize it properly. So we've been observed the villagers, this small, medium nickel mining enterprise, and we see there are three main issues that will be raised today. The first one, they have limited working capital, and of course, with the 1 billion US dollar, it's far away from their capabilities. And the second one, lack of technology know-how, because to run this hydrometallurgical process will be required a good expertise, and most likely they will have to get a foreigner to run these machineries. And the last one about the sustainability risk is also the most considerable factors that we have to concern about, because related to the ESG, where any other respective stakeholder would be concerned. So looking those situation problems, so we are Hydrotech Metal Indonesia want to offer a one package solution that can be utilized for every nickel mining concession, particularly villagers in the remote area. And we believe that we can elaborate together, and we encourage them to build their own smelter nearby their mine. If we look into these figures, this is the nickel base lithium value chain, where the green color is the part we are contributing it. We don't question about the nickel ore because Indonesia has the largest nickel resources in the world. And we do also not question about the downstream process, as there are so many big players in the batteries, electric vehicles. So the bottleneck here that we are focused today is in the second layer of the value chain process, in the hydrometallurgical process that able to extract the laterite, the nickel from the lateritic ore. And from this process, we will produce the mixed hydroxide precipitation as the STAL technology product. And this is the summarize about the STAL technology, started from the laterite ore that we are able to use from the limonite down to saprolite. And then from the chemical, we will be use the sulfuric acid as the chemical. And next to the step temperature leach acid, this is our main process. We are not using the big, huge pressures like HPAL, but we are using step temperature. And for the next process, the precipitating, the main product is MHP. It's contain around 30 up to 50% of nickel. It will be useful for the next process for the pure nickel industries or precursor. And what other interesting that we can see here is the waste or residue, how STAL technology manage their waste. And if we talk about the electric ore, the 60% is waste, and most of their waste coming from the ferrous and aluminum. This ferrous and aluminum will be converted further into byproduct that will be utilized for the steel industries, as well as another byproduct, manganese and magnesium sulfide. It will be useful for the fertilizer and for the farming, and it will be useful. So a bit about the milestone of our technology process. We have developed this STAL technology since 14 years back, and the patent has been applied in several countries. And our technology also have been validated by 3 independent parties, from the government, from the research institution in collaborating with top university in Indonesia. And the most important, our technology has been validated by the international EPC company that we believe this company is a big company that already constructed the HPAL smelters in another country. We believe we can leverage this collaboration together. And we realized that we cannot running alone, so we have to collaborate with several expertise related to the research and development institution, with the top universities across the world, and any other respective parties to utilize our technology and to develop to achieve our goals. And the last one, I would like to talk about the STAL technology competitive advantages. The first one is less complex. Why STAL technology is less complexity? Aside using the high autoclave, our machinery is really simply and using atmospheric pressure and making STAL equipment and component easier to manufacture, and that therefore we can reduce our dependency in using foreign technology, machineries, know-how, and any other expertise in another countries. And the second one, this is also important, STAL technology provide lower capital intensity. As we can see in the figure that the STAL technology process 60% lower than incumbent processes, and this will be useful for every villagers in the remote area, they can join venture, collaborate together among other mining concession, build their own smelters, and using this to extract their limonite that becomes overburdened up to this moment. The third one is about residue management. This is also important, where every stakeholder party always question about how we manage their residue, how we manage the waste. Star residue, we will provide the zero waste initiative. As I previously explained, and that's around 90% of residue we will convert further into byproduct, so there no residue that significantly will affect to the environment. And the last one about modular system, this is our main topic. Why we using the modular system capacity? We see several advantages using modular system. The first one is faster product development, faster in construction, eventually faster in achieve nameplate capacity. At the moment, we are in the project development phase for engineering design to wrap up the construction for the next year. And the next construction, we won't start it from begin, since we already have the engineering design. So we started from the EPC, engineering, procurement, and construction. So therefore, it really beneficial for the villagers to own the smelters, considering the timing, considering what they will achieve for the nameplate capacity to be faster. So one of the considerable factor to use this modular system capacity, we have been observed the nickel miner characteristic in Indonesia that consists of small and medium enterprise. 90% of that are around 270 are scattered around Sulawesi Island and Maluku, and we will encourage them to build their own smelters located nearby their main mouth. We will provide and license the technology, and then we will provide the know-how, how to operate the smelter, how to construct. We will provide the EPC company, and we will be monitoring the construction. What do we expect? We will have 100 lines of steel smelters across the Sulawesi Island and Maluku, and we will utilize the resources. From this scenario, I believe that we can utilize the limonite or for the nickel class 1 that until now being overburdened or it's not valuable for the smelter, for the villagers itself. Aside of technology licensing, we are not only provide that, but furthermore, we will provide the market. We have been engaged with several top Japanese company, international traders, the local smelters company. So what we want to explain this, we will ensure the market is there. And for all the villagers, this is the time, the perfect timing to elaborate together using the style technology process. And about the limited working capital, our group of company has been expert in the since 50 years back, and we will be able to provide the funding strategy. We will unlock the access for equity investors through the development banks, commercial banks, and any other financial institution. We do hope this would become the one package solution for small, medium scale mining industry players that we can provide. Aside that, of course, with the style plan, we're gonna build across the villagers. It would create a new job for the local employees. One steel line smelters would require 60 local engineers and direct workers. And this will be beneficial not only for the company itself, but also for the surrounding environment. And the last one factors that also important and being concerned about is the ESG factors, environmental, social, and governance. So I've been explained about how we will have the zero waste initiative to reduce the carbon footprint. The other important factors is transparency. In the process, we will use the autonomous cloud manufacturing system that able to capture the emission gas resulted from each smelters, and it will be valuable for respective stakeholders that concern how emission resulted from the process. And to support this activity, we will use blockchain technology. So we expected that from the downstream process, from the mine ore, we will able to capture what is the emission, what is the carbon footprint being resulted from those value chain process up to the downstream process, which resulted our main product of MHP. So we noted that we're still developing to get into this stage. So we will need support from all respective party. I believe this is our objective to have discussion in here toward good collaboration between Indonesia and Taiwan and Thailand. I think that is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pak Romi, for your interesting presentation. Indeed, it is something that I think not only the Indonesia need, but what the world needs. The next presenter, and he would be our last presenter for this event, is Professor Dr. Renat Imade Agus Gelgel Wirasuta. He's a professor from Udayana University, and Professor Gelgel is also his expert staff for the governor of Bali, and also expert staff for the region of Tabanan. Prof. Gelgel, with all due respect, it would be very appreciated if the presentation can be you can shorten the presentation so we can focus on the offline follow-up. Thank you.
Thank you. Please help me to share the material. First, hello all the participants from E3, from Indonesian member. It is the good opportunity to us to inform you all that we want to introduce that we in Bali have the strategy to make the upscaling local agriculture for the restructuring of the economic base on Bali. We know today the Bali is getting collapsed because the economic next structure based on more for the tourism industrial, that in the pandemic situation, there is all the industry and tourism is getting collapsed. So the government, next slide please. This is the proposal from our government, because I'm the expert of the government of Bali. We want to try make the transformation of the economy of Bali. Next. Next. This is the target of the economic transformation in Bali. We try the condition in the short term, and there's also in the medium term. In the short term, we have the problem all in the pandemic COVID, and then providing domestic tourism and international tourism, and also international cooperation attract for the tourism. And then we want to get into medium long term We will change our economical basis based on the agriculture sector in the lag and also in marine and fishery sector, industry and sector in especially of the Balinese branding product and the creative and digital economical sector. And also we putting the tourism as supporting for this basis of the economical. Next. Next, please. Next, please. We know that know the condition of our economical. We try to build the foundation by supporting of the national government, the agro industry, design, agriculture business, and agro technology, and also agro design and mine sector. And there's the tourism as the bonus. This the design of economic of Bali. Next. Next, please. This the economic design, the economic transformation. We try to change the foundation of economic Bali. Next, we want to more. Yes, we go to the specific to the Tabanan. The Bupati of Tabanan has told us that the foundation of the Bupati Tabanan more based on agriculture because they have more area in agriculture. We have the focusing in the food, housing, accommodation, health, social security, employment, and tradition, religion, and culture, tourism, and also supporting that. Next, please. Of each of the target, we have the specific program. For example, in the food and housing accommodation, we have the post harvesting processing industry agriculture, and also we have the branding technology for the products of the Balinese, and also provision a number of liability house. Next. Next, please. That's a program for the health. Important is for this part. We want to develop the traditional health medicine. We want to be implementing the technological to the new era of the Tabanan level in education and also in health system. So we need the support for all the participants here to thinking about the Balinese traditional medicine, the implementation, integration, health information system. This is all for the Indonesian. We have not good information system that's focusing on, for example, continuing mitigation record. So we can serve our money more for the curing and for the preventing, for example, in this focusing of the pandemic situation. Next. And this sector for the tourism, we just focusing in the spiritual healing Balinese and Balinese wellness development program, and for improving the quality and quantity of agro-tourism villages. That means the industrial tourism will go to the village and cooperate and together live in the village in suburbs, and then develop the economical in the village. Next. This the supporting area also. That means that five of the base of the program, we need the supporting area. We need the supporting to increasing the economical of program in Tabanan. Next. Next, please. The case we want to make discussion and in our problem. The Tabanan is the well known as the rice and food barn of the Bali. The Tabanan has the Balinese barn, that means lumbung padi, but there are large of the area of the field industry of rice, and then we want to transformation all this to the organic rice because the Bali government want to create Bali as organic island. Next. So the problem situation, this has discussing or mentioned by our Bupati that the farmer don't have land independently. They mean that's just not more qualified the farming system we want to develop in cooperating farming system. And we have the problem in the machinery of the farming that most of the missionary supporting it not supporting for the local condition that we need the specific machinery. We want the specific that's quiet fast to the good for the our local condition. We need the institution, the need to get a farmer, breeders, and also creative integrated farming for the production would have high added value. So mean that we want to develop the farmer just not producing the raw material, but also for the added value products that have a high valuable. Then the available of financing for the mechanism and also to achieve the small scale of the business to start the business to encouraging the cooperating and sustainability. We want to make cooperation in the problem situation solution in the first one. Next. The second problem is the technology and digital. We want to increasing the productivity and assistant collaborating with the research institute to think about the business of the farming and the producing the high quality of the product. We want to implementing the agriculture processing, including the harvesting and handling and stabilizing of the marketing in this situation. Because the chain of the marketing in Bali it is too long. The farmer will in the backbone, but not in the end of the supporting. Next. So Tabanan have a big area, and Tabanan also have the big rivers, but Tabanan lose the more water because they don't have the good irrigation system. So we want to make the irrigation system like the storage, like the dam. We want supporting more to build it because the farming need more water than in this time. It's about 1.3 million liter per minute. The water will goes to the sea. This is more problem in our region. Next. Next, please. This is our situation. Next. Next, please. This is a number of area type the Subak. This is next, please. This is our plan to water need system in Bali. This is corporate. The system had developed by governor of the Bali, but we need the supporting for how to make this program. And then supporting for the financial, supporting for the brick project. We try also have support from our government, from national government to budgeting this all of the program. Next. And then we want to try to develop the waste for zero waste technology, for example, for the organic rice in Tabanan. We don't want in this time the farmer just produce the rice. We want to take the rice harvesting technology, and then from the rice, we want to the rice hope to organic cultivation and innovation, the certification for growth products, organic rice Tabanan. We can also develop for the rice wine or the black rice wine, and also the other technology. They need to increasing value of the rice that we want to develop the zero waste technology in the rice agriculture. Next. So Tabanan is more popular for the production of the coffee, especially the Robusta coffee. But the production is about 80% in the kecamatan of the Pupuan. But in this time, the Tabanan have a special indication of the geographic of the Pupuan Robusta coffee, and then the farmer as the association for the MPIG association, that's forum, they mean the Batu Kau Lereng farmer production of the cooperative. Next, please. The story of the Batu Kau Lereng cooperatives, that's the farmer will, and that's the long of the system of the marketing. The farmer go to Pengijon, Pengijon to go to Bandar, and the house, and then industry. That is making the farmer have no more financially support for this. That the farmer getting not maximum profit for this coffee. They lack motivation to improve the coffee cultivation product and concept. The 222 farmer had in this group to want to increasing their profit. They will making that the dream of the farmer is the coffee Pupuan developed by the farmer, and the farmer will develop the process of the production and process distribution to direct to the industry. Next. I make some research in campus to think about the problem of the technology of the cafe in the Cafe Robusta in Tabanan. It's one proposal we have done in our campus. We try to make a sortation, and then from a sortation we try to making more product of the coffee, like scrub, like cosmetic from the green cherry or red cherry of the coffee, and then we try to make more product in cosmetic, and also we try to developing the green bean to the normal full wash of the honey production. Next, and the other step, which have tried to zero waste technology. This is the coffee. We try to sortation and fulving. When the coffee with the high quality, we try to make fulving, and then from the red cherry, we try to make the product of cosmetic, cascara tea, the extract. We try to develop to in pharma industry for the extract, and for the tonicum of drink, and also the extract we can use for the fertilizer. And the green, we can try to make the green to the process by honey, full wash, and also make the wine coffee. We try to mixing this. We have to make some product that will be this technology to increasing the supporting the profit of the farmer. Next. The other thing, we want to develop the silver catfish to the closed system of the farming. We use the system, biofloc system. In the closed system, the farmer can use this system we have developed in Klungkung, Bali, to develop to catfish. Why we choose the catfish? Because the catfish has a high DHA and also omega-3. This is very important for the brain, for the children, to increasing quality of the children. Next. So this the product that of the catfish. We try to make traditional product, also frozen fruit, anything like that. They can use in the fast food technology. Next. So thank you very much. The one of the part, our support. Then the important thing, I want to support from you all to support developing agriculture in Tabanan, to developing Bali, to change the structure of the economic, just not supporting by industrial tourism. Thank you very much. The time I will give back you, co-host.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Gelgel, for your interesting presentation. Yes, of course, we all do hope that Bali will be recovering pretty soon, that we can all start visiting Bali and also supporting, the good agenda of Bali agriculture industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the time constraint, because we had some technical glitch in the beginning of our session, so I'm afraid that we have to skip the Q&A session, but don't worry, we will be providing all the materials and the contacts of each other. So, and if there's any interest, or if you want to get connected with one of each other, just drop us an email. You can see our contacts, and we will be sharing all the presentations. So, to close the session, I would like to call Dr. Jack Chang and also Mr. Budiman Sujatmiko to close the session. First, I would like to call Mr. Budiman Sujatmiko to make a short closing, and then followed by Dr. Jack Chang. Please, Pak Budiman Sujatmiko. Is Pak Budiman here? Mas Teddy? Mas Teddy, we cannot hear you. Okay, I think Dr. Jack Chang, you can start first while we're waiting for Mr. Budiman Sujatmiko.
Okay, so first I'd like to thank Mary and all the speakers and participants for today's forum. I believe it's just the beginning for the future of bilateral cooperation in both agriculture and the related technology between Taiwan and Indonesia. And I'd just like to wish you, every one of you safe and healthy. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mary, go back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Is Mr. Budiman here? Oh, okay, maybe Teddy can represent Mr. Budiman. Ya, Mas Teddy ditunggu.
Industri also not coming.
Yes, can you please speak louder, Mas Teddy? We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, Mas Teddy. Okay, I think, okay. We still cannot hear you.
Hello. Okay, Pak Budiman just coming.
Okay,
Pak Budiman just coming.
yes.
Just
Mas
entering the
Budiman,
room.
we're waiting for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hello.
Pak Budiman. Yes, already attending the room.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
We
please,
cannot
Pak
hear you.
Budiman. Sorry, still mute maybe?
Yes. Ya.
Pak
Oke,
Budiman.
diulangi lagi, Mas. No, we cannot hear you, Mas. Unmute dong.
Speaker maybe.
Mute. Mas Budiman still mute.
Not mutes, but the speaker, the
Yeah.
microphone.
Microphone not function good.
Yes, we still cannot hear you.
Oh.
Okay, good. We have you.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes.
Still
No,
lost
we
again.
cannot hear you. Ini kenapa ya?
Ya sebentar. Oke.
There is the technology.
Yeah.
We try to build the 4.1, but the technology not getting.
There is always a
on.
glitch
So true,
and
Professor.
trouble in technology. Yeah, Prof. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Yes.
you can leave the room and then enter again.
Hmm?
Yes, sometimes getting good.
Ladies
Sometimes.
and gentlemen, apologize for the technical issue.
Yeah, sometimes the device is not support because
Yes.
sometimes we
Yes.
need to recover the device.
But don't worry, we soon will be leaving this 4.0 and into the 5.0.
Hopefully. With the Taiwan technology, it could be
Yes.
faster maybe.
Yes.
Collaborate with Indonesian.
Technology heads fast running, but the people not getting too fast to follow the technology.
Yes,
Yeah.
we hear you now.
Yes, can you hear me?
Finally.
Oh, finally. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for the forum. And then I'm very happy. I'm very delighted that Mary managed to organize this meeting with people from ITRI and also with Professor Galgel. Thanks for staying with us. And then for Pak Bupaten and other participants. I'm very optimistic. I'm pretty sure that this forum will be beneficial for both countries, Indonesia and Taiwan. And since Taiwan is one or two steps ahead of Indonesia in combining the people's economy with technology, and we just started it at least in the last few years, I think the road ahead will be very challenging for us in Indonesia since we have a bigger scale scope in Indonesia in managing 74,161 villages. I'm pretty sure that the availability of human resources in Indonesia is one thing, but the necessity to increase and to elevate their capacity in running the people-based economy based on science and technology will be the daunting task for us. But still, I'm very sure that our collaboration between ITRI and Indonesia Innovator 4.0 will give some benefit for us in the near future, hopefully. And then let's do it. Let's go into the details, and then we start from one step, from the first step, and we can go on, implement as soon as possible. Yeah. Thank you, Mary. Hello.
Thank you very much, Mas Budiman, for your kind closing remarks. So, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we are reaching the end of our session. Please, I would like to encourage, each of you to stay in touch, We'll be very happy to see any offline follow-up from both Taiwan and Indonesia counterparts. All the contacts will be provided, as I've mentioned in our chat box. For those who have registered to our event, we will be sending you the presentation materials where you can find the contacts of all the presenters. But for those who did not register, just drop your email to info@perspectiva.id, and we will sending you all the presentations and also including all the contacts. And please, and also I would like to inform you that our Taiwanese counterparts, they provide the presentation also in Indonesian language. So thank you very much. Look forward for further collaboration between Indonesia and Taiwan. Good afternoon. Stay happy, stay safe, stay sane, and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mary.
bye.
Thank you, Mr. Budiman.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you, Mr.
Bye-bye.
Chan. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
all.
Industri is one of the
See you in
world's
Jakarta
leading
or in
R&D
Taipei.
institutions,
Yeah, okay.
aiming to
Hope
innovate
see you
a
in
better
Taipei soon.
future for society.
Or in
To
Denpasar.
make interested partners
Bali.
know better
Yes,
about
Mr.
Industri
Budiman.
and accelerate
Kita
business
panggil
along
Gero,
the
ya.
way,
Bali,
Industri
yeah,
has
I'm
built
waiting for
Technology
you.
Window
Yeah.
to demonstrate its
System.
latest R&D
Thank
achievements.
you.
Hey, bye-bye.
Technology Window
Bye-bye.
displays Industри's R&D results in 3 application domains, namely smart living, quality health, and sustainable environment. In smart living, Industri focuses on the development of personalized devices and services